going on? I want to give you guys an advanced communication trick that only the professionals should really try because it does take practice and it does take a real understanding. But if you want to have some fun, start playing around with this in lower stakes conversations. So this is the VAK model in NLP. And essentially it is a communication model, which the understanding is that the way that you search for information in your brain is dictated by your eye movement. So it's visual, audio, or kinesthetic. It's whatever way that your brain creates images or senses, memories, and really information, accesses information. So what does this all mean? So when you're talking to somebody, and I've probably been doing it this entire video, people tend to access information in three different ways. They can either be a visual accessor, they can be an audio accessor, or a kinesthetic accessor. And what that means is if they are thinking of something, you want to look at whatever direction their eyes track as they're trying to access whatever they're thinking about. Now bear with me here. Hope you're hanging with me here. So if you ask somebody, well, what do you want to get out of the gym? And they look up and say, well, I was thinking about blah, blah, blah. This means that they were picturing what they want to get out of the program. Now, if they look to the side and they say, well, you know, I was trying to do blah, blah, blah. This means they're trying to recall something that they heard, or maybe they're an auditory learner. And the last one is like, well, I really want to lose weight because I want to feel better. This is more kinesthetic. Now, why does this matter? If you've heard me talk at all about marketing or sales, you know that I talk a lot about stepping into the conversation that your prospect is having in their head. Everybody is having a very specific conversation in their head with very specific language and very specific images about who they want to do business with. So how do you connect deeper and build rapport and a deeper connection with your prospect is by speaking the language and providing them the information that they need to make the best decision. So, for example, we're going to go through VAK. So if somebody is a visual, like me, I'm a visionary. If somebody is accessing information visually, they're usually got pictures in their head, and you would want to do everything you can to tie your language to that. So you would want to say, oh, well, what are you seeing is beneficial about the program? Or what have you seen about us? That is going to connect so well and congruently because they are seeing an image in their head. Now, the next one is auditory. And if you say, like, well, what made you want to reach out? And they're just like, well, you would say, well, what have you heard about us? What are they saying about us? So they're accessing information from their auditory system. The last one, kinesthetic. If they look down and you say, well, what made you want to reach out? And you say, well, and you're going to say, well, what are you feeling right now? Or what do you feel is good about this? Or how do you feel about everything that I've told you today? It's tiny little micro trust builders. None of this is an absolute slam dunk, but this is what the most powerful communicators use to build rapport and build trust with people completely subconsciously.